Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today is video 3 of a little mini series. I was going through my tarot deck collection the other day and discovered 3 decks that I had either not looked at or opened since the initial time that I got them, or that I have not looked at them in at least 4 years, if not 5. And thought, you know what, I need to reconnect with them and either decide to rehome them or to realize that, okay, we're ready for another round, or I'm ready for them now. So I thought, you know what, I'll take you guys along for the ride and we can see what happens. So this is the third of 3. And without further ado, let's get to it. So as you can see, we have Mr. Neo, who has decided that he absolutely needs to be a part of this particular experience today. So I'm fingers crossed that everything's going to be okay. And this is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot from Rehoming. And this is quite a popular tarot deck. I know a lot of people have, really enjoyed it. And ironically, I have two copies of this. And it's a deck that I really, quite frankly, don't use very often. The one that I'm showing you right now is one that came in my eBay lot box of 21 decks, which is why it's full of stuff. I haven't even looked at it yet. So it's not in the quality that I would have kept it in, but, oh well. Oh, it's also a different edition than the one that I have. That's kind of interesting. So here's the thing. I mean, it's solid. There's a lot of information here. I like the imagery, but for whatever reason, when I go to pull a deck, this is just not the deck that I go to. I look at it all the time and I'm like, meh, I'd rather go somewhere else with this. I'd rather, choose a different deck. And that says something. So that usually indicates that I'm just not connected to the deck. So obviously, it's a larger tarot style. I want to say it's a little closer to an oracle style card or oracle sized card. It is reversible. It is bordered. We've got black. We've got obviously a shiny finish, which of course, is never my favorite, but oh well, that's just the way it is. And let's just take a look and see. Maybe I've got them upside down. Maybe they're right side up. I don't know. And again, the imagery is absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with it at all. What I think what I don't like is the symbols. And I've been reading intuitively for, I don't know, like 15 years. I've been doing it professionally for 12. I don't always know what each of these is. I think this is cups. I'm pretty sure this is cups. But I think that might be one of the reasons that I don't go to this deck either, is it doesn't just say like Queen of Cups or Ace of Cups or Page of Cups. It gives me a symbol. Okay, Fuzz, you got a scooch. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not, chomping at the bit to connect with this. But the imagery is absolutely beautiful. I definitely think this would be so much better on a matte finish. Let's take a look here. So that is the 10 of Cups, I'm going to say. Yes, and we've got a turtle. The imagery is absolutely beautiful. Maybe I just need to work with this deck a little bit more. So I want to say this might be Earth Pentacles. We're seeing a dragon energy. So Ace of Pentacles, perhaps. And there's Mr. Neo doing cat things. This is interesting. It's 11, which is healing. Now, 11 is the Justice card. Or if I happen to hit a Thoth deck, I believe, then it would be the Strength card. But this doesn't really say Justice to me, and it says healing. So that's kind of interesting. It's, I guess, a different interpretation. Here we have the 6 of, I'm going to say this feels like air, 6 of air that's coming up. So 6 of Swords, moving on to calmer shores, support and grace. Thought. So this is 18. So 18 is the moon. And here we have dark and light. We have her looking into sort of a magical cauldron. Maybe she's creating it. Maybe it's being created for her. There's no moon in the picture. So I think it's a deck that's been a little bit reimagined. And normally I absolutely love that. For whatever reason, 6, the crone. So 6 is lovers, the lovers. So the crone doesn't make sense to me with the lovers. So I think this is a deck that I have to just sit down and really get to know. Choice tarot. So the choice is the Fool, right? There is nothing in here that says Fool to me. We have, 2 different faces, one with water coming out of the eyes, the other with air coming out of the eyes. You've got a snake wrapped around a tree. So you've got all of the elements, a sword. This actually feels a little bit more like magician type energy because of all of the reflection of all of the elements in here being worked with in a naturistic environment. 2 of Pentacles, balance. So yes, this makes sense to me. It does look like balance. It does throw me off that there are 4 eggs, not 2. But, again, that could just be me. The Seneschal. So this is a 12, the Hanged One. The Seneschal, there's a dog here. There's no dog in the Hanged One. She's not upside down. There are a lot of keys. There's a sword on her third eye. We have kind of a cornucopia of things, acorns and pentacles that are coming up here. Here we have the 7 of Air, 7 of Swords. So this is a card of integrity, strategy. I want to say like stealing, people who are stealing from you, thievery. This doesn't look like that at all. This actually gives me the impression of more of like a justice card, justice energy. Or even, that could even be the Hierophant, if you wanted to look at that. 7 of Pentacles, reaping rewards. This looks like a 7 of Pentacles to me, so that makes sense to me. The imagery matches. 3 of Air, 3 of Swords. So that's usually a card of heartbreak. This actually looks a little more like Pentacle energy. Oh, sorry, it is Pentacle. I was saying Swords. It's actually Pentacle energy. So that does look like a Pentacle, 3 of Pentacles energy to me, very much so. So Ace of Cups, 1 of Cups. So again, we have the dragon, loving that. The Counselor, so 12, the Counselor. So this is the second 12. Maybe there's an error. In fact, I'm recalling that there's an error in my original one too. So the 12 is the Hanged One. Maybe the Counselor is the Hanged One, although there's nothing hanging here. This looks more like the Devil, to be perfectly honest. And we're seeing here with the Counselor that there are whales. So whale song, larger energies, higher energies, at work, at play here. We see the moon up here with the third eye. So, maybe the answer for me with this deck is to read it intuitively and to just not pay attention to the tarot system at all, and to really just sort of tap into what it is that I'm feeling here. This is 7 of Cups. So I'm not feeling a whole lot of choice going on here. 6 of Wands. I believe this is Wands and fire. Yes. So if this is a 6 of Wands, that's victory. So I guess, yeah, victory. There are 2 sides, and sort of the king in the center saying, enough is enough, and let's declare victory. 11. So here's another 11. Body mind. So 11 for me is actually 11 with the sign, the symbol. So that would be a page. That would be a page energy. So I guess Page of Swords. Heaven and Earth. So again, 11. So a page energy of Pentacles. And that would make sense for a Page of Pentacles. Here we have an 8 of Wands. Swift release. Queen of Earth, so we know that's Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Water. So 9 of Cups, 9 of Water. So that's usually like wishes fulfilled. And I feel more like this would fit a 10 of or 10 of Cups from the perspective of like evaluation. I don't know that wishes are fulfilled unless she's being brought up to the mothership. But I don't think that's what's happening here. This is Dreams of Gaia. This is a 10 of Pentacles. So legacy, we do see the deer behind her. King of Fire, again, loving the energy. Makes sense when they just stipulate what it is, but they only do that for the kings and queens. They don't do that for all of the cards. And I feel like that's just kind of an interesting choice, I guess is how I'm going to put that. It's an interesting choice. Here we have the 3 of Cups. So I guess her friends are the fish. Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. So it's a Virgo card, the work, the putting in the effort. It's weird because it almost looks like she's got a sleeve or a glove or something on her hands that makes her hands a little bit scaly. But then she's got a human hand on the other side. I'm not really sure what that's all about, but that just feels a little bit weird to me. Here we have the Child, 1. So 1 is the Magician. Maybe the Magician is the Child. I would think the Fool card would be more like the Child. Knowledge. So this is a 9. The Hermit, I guess. Interesting. The Mother, 4. So 4 is the Emperor. So that's kind of a shift. The Self, 14, the Self. So 14 is the Devil. And we already saw a card that has the devil horns on it. So again, I'm just trying to make sense of this deck because it clearly is trying to connect to the, I believe it's the Rider-Waite-Smith, unless I'm completely off my rocker. But none of it matches. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, like I said, if I were to kind of cut away everything and just have the cards unbordered, and no words or anything on it, I could read the cards intuitively and get information on that. That's not a problem. Or if the keyword gives me something, so okay, destiny, so it's connected to your destiny, to your fate, to karma, whatever the case may be, I can do it from that perspective. But reading it like a tarot deck, and let me just double check. Maybe it's not. No, it's absolutely called tarot. Because I was thinking, well, maybe I've misunderstood and it's an oracle deck. But not getting that at all. So this is the Ace of Wands. Hi. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's got a spider there. Here we have the 2 of Water, 2 of Cups. Now that looks like a 2 of Cups to me. The Hero. So again, we've got a 12 coming up. Why is everything a 12? That I don't understand. Oh, 12 is with this is the Knight. So a 12 is a Knight. So I apologize. Knight of Wands is the Hero. 3 of Wands, expansion. He looks like the Fool. So everything is just topsy-turvy. And I feel like maybe that's why I just haven't fully connected to this deck, because it doesn't make sense to me. If it's calling itself a tarot deck and it is based on the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, then there's something off. If it's based on a different system of tarot that I'm not familiar with, then okay, then this is an opportunity for me to learn. But it just doesn't make any sense to me. Here we have the King of Water. Again, he looks like the devil. And I don't quite understand that. Other than to say, yes, it's Dreams of Gaia, so we're dreaming, but I don't know. I think I'm just, it's not landing with me. Let's put it that way. I think this was Air, 10 of Swords. So rebirth, right? It's the minor arcana death card. This is interesting, you know, ascension, looking up to the third eye. We're seeing the back of an angel, looking up. Here's the death and rebirth card. Interesting, it's being shown as a number 8. Yeah, it's being shown as a number 8. I'm starting to second guess myself here. It's being shown as a number 8, and actually death in the tarot is 13. So maybe it's based on a different system that I just am not aware of. The scribe, again, another 12. I'm not sure why we have to have, oh my God, how many times do I have to do the same damn thing? So obviously it is a knight, the scribe. Oh my God, Stacy, figure it out. But you can see why maybe I haven't connected to this deck, because it's confusing. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should just give myself a little bit of credit here. Yeah, and see, this is the other thing. Like, they only do that to, they name the kings and queens of what they are. The pages and the knights they number. They give the knights names. They screw up the order of the major arcana. I don't know. I think maybe that's just what's going on here. Is it's just not my jam. 2, the maiden. So 2 to me is high priestess, and that, you know, that feels a little more empress to me. The youth, 3, so that would typically be the empress card. Here we have another ace. Ace of swords. Swords? Yeah, swords. 4 of wands. So this is nothing like a 4 of wands that I know of. Perception. So this is the world card. We could say that when we arrive at the end of a journey, we arrive at a new perception or a new perspective of where we're at before we step into a new journey. So it's kind of an interesting way of looking at it. The imagery is beautiful. Here we have the 4 of Pentacles. So he's being depicted with horns as well. Here we have emotions. So this is 19. 19 is the sun. So I would say emotions would be more connected to the moon, not the sun. 6 of Pentacles. So definitely generosity. I can see that. That lands. 8 of Cups. So 8 of Cups is kind of walking away from things, leaving things behind. This feels more like a chakra balancing experience. Also has like a little bit of like a 7 of Cups energy with choice. Desire. So this is judgment. I can sort of see that. In a conceptual way, I can see that judgment, making a choice, could be choosing to pursue a desire that you have. I can see that. But it doesn't really indicate like you're choosing your desire. And I don't really know why all the spirit animals are around. Here we have the love card, again, a number 12. But it doesn't indicate a sign, so it implies that it is part of the major arcana. And we've already seen some 12s in the major arcana. So again, I am confused. 15, abundance. So this is temperance, the temperance card. I suppose that makes some sense there. 10, wisdom. So this feels like the hermit card, but 10 is the wheel of fortune. 2 of swords. 8 of swords. Entrapment, that's interesting. Yes, a bloodied hand. But this feels more like the 2 of swords, right? Like needing to make a choice. And yet here it's the 8 of swords. So entrapment, okay. Reflections in the mirror. A 4 of Cups. This feels like almost egotistical, like conceited to a certain extent. Not delay or disillusion. Well, maybe it could be disillusionment, being disillusioned by your own reflection. I can see that. So 24, Faith. I wonder what that is. Maybe just extra cards. King of Earth. Oh, maybe that's... So maybe that is a... Maybe that's a... Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay, I don't know. Masculine, feminine. That's an 11, so that's a page. Page of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. The Father, so that's the Hierophant. Feels more like an Emperor. 10 of Wands. Rewards and the burdens that go with them. Union, 13, so that would be typically the Death card. So that's a 4 of Swords, which is usually indicative of rest, calling a truce, taking a break, getting out of your head and a little more into your heart space. I don't know that that's necessarily what's going on here. I feel kind of quite the opposite, actually. But there's some balancing, I guess, that's going on. Here we have a 9 of Wands. So resilience, control, intuition. 22. 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like we had another 3 of Pentacles. So unless I misread it and misunderstood it. 5 of Pentacles. Another devil kind of depiction. So again, dreams of Gaia. So I understand that. Queen of Fire. So Queen of Wands. The Sage. 7. So 7 is the Chariot. The Sage is more like the Hermit. Or the Sage could also be interpreted as the Hierophant, the Hierophant. Integrity. I better skip through that one because of the nudity so that YouTube doesn't get all testy. 2 of Wands. 2 of Fire. Queen of Air. 9 of Air. 9 of Swords. So this is that, nightmare, anxiety energy that's coming through. Feels like she's overcoming it in this image. 5 of Wands, so definitely some fighting going on. And then we have the Journey card. So I don't know, guys, maybe I'm just missing the boat. But I don't think that this is... I love the imagery, but this deck, I think, needs to be rehomed because, and I have 2 of them. So maybe I just need to rehome both of them because I just feel like the deck itself just doesn't make sense to me. And you know what? It might make sense to you. You might be like, Stacy, it's not RWS, it's this other, system, and you just need to lean into that a little bit more or understand that, it's based on something else. Perhaps that's it. But based on everything that I know, even looking at this, like I'd have to cut all of those kind of those prompts and those names off and then use the deck just intuitively in order to get it. And even then, like I'm not that in love with it that I want to do it. So thank you so much for taking this journey with me. I feel like you guys have really helped me out in, allowing me to talk my way through this. And maybe it helps you also to see if you're fairly new to this kind of journey, that not every deck is going to resonate. And it really is important. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason as to why something connects with you. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I've got a type and this fits into my type and it totally makes sense. Other times you run into these situations where you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. I love the imagery, but even though I love the imagery, it still doesn't speak to me. I don't connect with the energy and the frequency of this deck. And I feel like that is my answer to all of this. So thank you so much for helping me out with that. As always, it's such a pleasure to be able to take this journey with you guys. Please feel free to, put in the comments any of the thoughts or experiences you've had along the way on this journey with me. I would love to hear from you. And otherwise, sending you guys so much love and support until I see you on the flip side for another segment of Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life. We will see you on the flip side. Transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.